Team Fortress 2. I really miss my TS2. I wish if I had the guts to even open again, but I just can't. Not after that. It all started 3 days ago. Oh, I was there having fun with the Halloween event, and when suddenly my in real life friend and calls me up on Steam. He's Brazilian as well, so this is just a rough translation in of our conversation. Hey Leo, my IRL nickname. Are you there? Yep. Why? I I need to I needed to look into something. What exactly? You see, there is something wrong with my TF2. Embo Weps? What? Never mind. Anyway, it's all fucked up. Texture glitches. I don't know what to call it anymore. You just have to see it for yourself. Screens? No. I tried uploading some. It just didn't work. Weird. Just do it on your PC. Oh, as long as it doesn't require any downloads. No, just go to your loadout screen, equip the macro, then the bat, then the macro again, then the Sandman. Must be some awkward graphical glitch. Wait, I don't have a macro. I would give you mine, if I could. I'll see what I can do. Thanks for telling me, man. Thanks for listening, and sorry for telling you. As I was about to ask him on what he meant, he disconnected. That was one hell of a weird conversation. So it wouldn't be have been and had I gone back in time to warn myself. At the end of the conversation, I was thinking my friend was some major noob that found on some fancy graphical glitch and wanted me to show. What was, however, bugging me was the tone of the conversation. You may read it as your average dialogue, but my friend was the kind that would almost always type in some smileys. This time there were none. Something seemed off. I decided to try it anyway, so I disconnected, crafted a macro, and went to try the glitch. I carefully did the steps. Macro, bat, macro, Sandman. As I equipped the Sandman, my screen suddenly froze. It was rather unusual, since I was playing on my brand new high-end PC. But I knew TS2 had the tendency to lag, so I just ignored it. That's when an air-bursting beat came out of my earbuds. It was around 2 a.m., and I pretty much flew out my chair. That's when TS2 returned to normal. Or at least, that I thought so. The first thing that I noticed that was that all the loadout slots were gone. It was just a dark gray background with 2 gray buttons below it. All text was gone. I soon noticed this guard was looking at me. Its eyes had no pupils, and there were left no guns on his hands. I remember having these sorts of glitches when I used DX 8.1, so it was no big surprise. I clicked the button, I guess that was back. The class layout of select screen was glitched. Just like the previous screen, all icons below of the classes were gone, and all the class icons were upside down. They were also weren't shown as as you moused over them, as usual. I pressed escape since the close button wasn't there. And what came up and that was what finally alerted me that this was not just another graphical glitch. The title screen was the boldest title screen I've ever seen. It was just a black screen with the words Team Fortress 2 written in white on top of the screen. It wasn't written in TS2's theme font, but rather Times New Roman, like it was rushed out or something. Below were 3 options: play, options, and quit. As it was kinda late and I had to sleep, I decided just jump to play. As the server browser opened, my subconscious was already starting to realize what I was getting into. I suddenly felt a fear I never thought I would feel, irrational or not. I was shocked at when it could only find one single server. Minutes ago, it found over 200 its servers, so how can it only find one? And now, I checked the filter and they were all turned off. Turning any of them on would make the server disappear from the list. What creeped me out the most were the details of this single server. The name of the server was just Team Fortress, so I instantly suspected it was a listen server. The game tab is empty. Player count was the 1 out of 14. The map was just matter. It was written like that, not CP underscore matter underscore event, just matter. And the ping was 10. That's what I call a ping, I whispered to myself. I kept staring at the player count for around 30 seconds. I was trying to figure out what was someone doing there, lonely, on a remote server, isolated from the player base. I reluctantly entered the server. The long bar was just a long white stripe with no text. It connected. I wasn't greeted by the usual blackboard welcoming screen. Instead, it went straight to the class selection screen. I had just trusted the horseman's head taker, and I really wanted to try it out, so I instinctively chose demo. I spawned as a blue demo, but in the middle of the map. I also had no weapon. I checked out the score. My name was the only one there. There was no one in red, neither in spec. Wasn't there supposed to be someone here? I opened up the server browser again, and now the player count was 2 out of 4. The name of the server is only switched to Get Out. I got freaked out by that one, but kept going. Before even moving from the odd place I spawned, I typed, "Who are you?" I got no answer. I just supposed he didn't speak English and casually walked out. That's when my demo suddenly burst into flames. At first, I thought he was just a lone pyro, but that's when, with a scream of agony I had never heard from any demo man before, he blew up. By that point, I was already scared to death, so I quickly disconnected. The server browser automatically opened a few months after my scare quit. This time, the name of the server was Come Back. I wanted to. I decided to step up and go in again. Not prepare for anything. It connected it for the second time. It just gets everything upon fully connecting. I spawned as a demo with no weapons again. The location, however, was different. I spawned over the gap around the third Earth CP, instantly falling to death. As I waited to respawn, the camera went to a fairly odd-looking place I had never seen before. All I could see was a large light stripe with a red and blue stripe next to it, one on each side. The place, if I respawned, was the bottomless well for me. It was a dark, disturbing room with a single locker on the right of the exit. I had already played quite a few matches on this map, but I didn't remember ever seeing such a room. When I walked out, all I could see was a bright light, like you would see when you walk out of bounds in some maps. After roaming around in the vast white desert for a while, something appeared in the chat box. You're good to go. It had no player name behind, but it couldn't be any mod or plugin. I was already losing my sanity. Nothing of it was all that creepy, but it was just so off. That was creeping the hell out of me. Right after that matches came up, I saw a steel gate in the distance. I walked all the way up to it and quickly got in. I didn't even think twice. I just wanted to get over with this mindfuck. What I saw, when I walked in, scarred my mind so deeply that it's like every time I dare see it, every time I dare think of the words Team Fortress 2. All the classes from both teams hung up. Their mangled faces looking at me and some of their limbs missing. Between the two teams was a large white stripe with smaller red and blue stripes on the sides, matching their respective teams, forming a large hallway. That's when I saw while respawning. That's where the camera was, still in first-person perspective as the demo. Every time I looked at the hang demo, the screen would start to get grainy and an image would slowly fading into my screen until I looked away. It changed each time I looked. But as far as I can tell, they were all mangled bodies. As the image fully formed for the first time, it covered up the entire screen and kept staring at me for around 5 seconds. After that, it abruptly disappeared. When I looked at the hallway again, all the bodies had disappeared. It then froze again, and I could only see one last message in the chat box before I lost connection. Why? After disconnecting, I checked the server browser for one last time. The server had just vanished. TS2, if I can call it that, then closed itself. I opened ended up seeing in Salt that there was a new update for TF2. It was simply called Fixed. I knew what that meant, but it still found it upsetting, unsettling. I wasn't able to sleep that at night, so I spent the night playing another game. Anything but first-person shooters. Next morning, I asked my friend, what the fuck was that? He said he had locked down Steam for about a week. Since then, I haven't played TF2. I was unsure or what to do. So I just decided to note this down and post it on TF2's Steam-powered user forum, just to spread the word. I can't sleep. I'm not eating or drinking well, and I can't step out of my apartment. Whatever that was, it's haunting me. I see it in the corners of my eyes, inside my PC, at the streets outside my building. It's there. I'm sure of it.